Boom. It's following Yeshua. Welcome again to the Rock. Have you noticed that people generally really aren't happy? Have you noticed it's easier for people to play happy, to pretend that they're happy when they actually are very miserable? You know how weird it is to have conversations with people, sisters, brothers, but a lot of sisters, and they'll tell you how unhappy they are for one reason or another. I want to have a family, I want children, I want to be married, I don't feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose, da 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 da. And then you'll give them, some counsel. And then 5 minutes later, they're posting up a picture of them smiling and talking about how great life is. Why is it that playing the role is more important than actually it being legit and it being real? It's almost like we live, not we, but people in general live miserable lives, but it's important for them to give the facade that, and to others, that their life is great when in reality they're in pain. Why is it that pretending? See, if you pretend that you're happy, you'll never actually truly pursue those things are going to make you happy. And here, let me preface this with this: life is not about what makes you happy, but there are a lot of things in life that will make you happy. There are a lot of things in life that you will find pleasure, you will find joy in. Peace of mind is one of them. You'll be surprised how many people don't have peace of mind, but will give the impression, will give the illusion to others that they have peace of mind. They're insecure, but they'll give the visual that they are secure. They're sad, but they'll pretend like they're happy. There is such a value today in the illusion of things instead of the reality of things. And if you always constantly live in an illusion, which is also deception, it's a form of deception. And think about it. An illusion is a form of deception. If you're wandering out in the middle of a desert and you see the illusion of water and you're thirsty and you run towards the water, well, there's no water there. You were deceived. And not only were you deceived, but you might have spent your last energy running towards something that was not real. How many people today do that? They spend their last bit of energy, their last bit of money, their last bit of hope, chasing something that's not real. When you get there, it's just not real. In fact, you might have just found out that you found yourself with people that were unhappy. This also has implications as far as religion, as far as those of you, I'm just going to be real with this shit. Those of you that are part of these camps and churches who, when you're in front of your brethren, quote unquote, and your sisterin, quote unquote, and your pastors and elders, quote unquote, you smile and you play the role. But then when you get away from them, you hop on the phone and you call people like me. And you hop on the phone and you email people like me. And you message people like me and others, telling me and others about things that you saw that don't make sense. The things that you saw that were wicked, the things that you saw that were wrong, the things that you saw that didn't line up with what the person said. But yet, as soon as that time is over with me or others, because I talk to other brethren and people from all sorts of camps and churches and ministries, and this is what goes on. As soon as you get off the phone, you turn back around and you get back to work for the good of the community, for the good of the camp, for the good of the ministry. You plaster on your smile and you get back to work, faking it. And you think that fake. This is why so many people internally are messed up. You remember, the inner man is really, Yeshua continued to rebuke the Pharisees because they worried about the external, but the internal was broken. The internal was wicked. The internal didn't line up with the external. People spend the time trying to give the illusion that they are happy, but internally they are a mess. Internally, they don't even line up with what the so-called church camp ministry is. Now, sisters, I'm not talking to you about this in regards to marriage. Once you get married, hey, you got married. Follow your husband's vision. You're going to face those times of unhappiness. You're going to face those times. Deal with it. The same way when I first opened up this book and I realized I was Yeshua's bride, there were a lot of things that he said I didn't like. And I had to deal with it. I had to grow up and deal with it. That's part of being the bride of Messiah. That is part of being the bride of your husband. You're not going to agree with him. And you know what? It's his vision. So your agreement is not required for him to fulfill what Yah sent him to do. In fact, many times you might find yourself disagreeing. And what you might find out is you actually are disagreeing with the Father, with Yah. But I digress. So these plastered smiles from these brothers, these part of these camps, churches, and ministries, these plastered on smiles, these posts on Facebook and YouTube and I don't know, whatever, social media. Social media has been the playground of fake, where everybody just fakes it. Inside, you know you're broken, but yet, you want to act like you're good because, it kind of reminds me like the Deuteronomy 28. You got all these so-called Hebrews running around. Well, they are Hebrews. They are Hebrews. And they run around, I'm under the curses. Under the curses. I'm like, do you not read the book and see that there are blessings and there are curses? There is life and there is death. Why is it that you only have death and curses? Those are supposed to be a reflection of disobedience. Life, blessings, obedience. But you're living a cursed life, but yet you want to give everybody the impression that you are blessed. You are making cursed decisions. You are having results that are curses because of your bad choices, not because of what happened, no. I'm talking about you are making bad choices right now and are having curses as results, but then still run around portraying yourself as if you are being blessed. Why is faking it way more important than the reality of things? How can you say or ever be real if all you do is fake? How are you ever going to have what you say you want if all you know how to do is fake? In fact, I would say, y'all have heard me use the saying, people have learned to live with their shit. Some people have learned to live such bad, terrible, miserable lives so much that happiness fulfillment isn't even important. They just want to live the last of their existence, their miserable existence, faking it. But you do know if you sow all these seeds of deception and fakeness, you're going to reap these seeds. If you sow a life of unhappiness, of curses, of wickedness, you're going to reap that. You are not going to have this great life of blessings and happiness. So you're going to be stuck for the rest of your life, plastering on smiles, broadening your phylacteries, throwing on your head coverings on your skirt, but shaping up your beard, making sure your tassels, your tzitzits are on point, just to live a life of disobedience, just to live a life of unhappiness, just to live a life where you don't even know what the blessings of Yah look like. And if you look at your life, you might find that majority of your life doesn't line up with the blessings of Yah, but the curses, bad choices, faking. Stop faking. Stop faking. Talk to somebody that can help you see the deception of your life. Get some wise counsel. Stop bullshitting your pastor and your elder. And if you think that he's wrong and you're seeing things that are wrong and wicked, stop sitting there. Get your ass up and move. Read the book. If you're miserable because you're not married, sister, stop running around trying to convince people how happy you are as a single, independent woman. Change your heart, change your life, change everything about you. Because before you know it, you're going to find yourself 35, 40, 45, and 50. Still single, still sitting there saying the same shit. Vanity, emptiness, nothingness. No fruit. But talking about, glorifying the things that were curses. Talking about how you're happy. It's a sad shame that we have become so happy in our misery, so content in our misery, so content in the curses, real curses, so content, not having the things that Yah would have for us, so happy in our slavery. Shalom.